The Steelers will get the opening kickoff. From the 6-yard line, Woodson, one of the great return men. A flag is down. Woodson driven out of bounds near the 40. We will check the penalty flag. It is back at the 16-yard line after a return of 32. Tonight's McLean Deluxe starting lineups. Neil O'Donnell will be the Steelers quarterback for the 3rd straight week. He made his mark coming off the bench against the Giants, but has yet to win a game. Eric Green rapidly becoming the league's premier tight end. 11 touchdown catches in a year and a half, more than anyone at the position. And after surgery on both shoulders, Tunch Ilkin has fought off challenges to his job and is back as the starting right tackle. Steelers back all the way back to the 10. O'Donnell to throw on 1st down. Dwight Stone got a hand on it, can't hold it. Take a look at the Denver defense. Noseman Greg Cragen now in his 6th year as the starter. He is consistent, compensates for his lack of size with quickness and intensity. 1st-round draft choice Mike Kroll leads the team in sacks with 7. Has a chance to break Leslie O'Neal's NFL rookie record of 12.5. Dennis Smith was disappointed with his play last year. Too many missed tackles, he said, but he's back in the form that sent him to 4 Pro Bowls. Joe Walton, the Steelers offensive coordinator, making the call on 2nd and 10. Merrill Hodge, who likes to run inside, gets absolutely nothing out of that one. Mike Kroll, the outside linebacker, is there to make the tackle.
And that's the reason they got Mike Kroll, is because he gives them such tremendous speed. By playing on the outside, they were allowed to move Carl Mecklenburg to the inside, where he, by his own admission, is a more effective linebacker. 7 sacks. That's amazing. You know, he doesn't rush that much either. That's the thing about this guy. They use him for pass coverage and to cover backs out of the backfield.
4th player taken in the draft, and has been used more than they expected him, perhaps because Tim Lucas was injured. O'Donnell with time, can't find anybody. Has all day to throw, throws incomplete, flag down, and Wyman Henderson banged into the intended receiver, Leroy Thompson. Warren Williams on the delay, got a block. Up to about the 18-yard line, snowed under. The Pittsburgh offense has been troubled this year, scoring points, especially early. They can't get on the board. They haven't led anybody in a game in a month.
The thing about it is most offensive coordinators want to come out, and if you're run-oriented like Joe Walton is, you want to establish a run. It gives your offensive line an opportunity to get into the game. And when you have a young quarterback, if you let him hand off a few times, it just settles them down a little bit.
And as you can tell by that, they have not held on to the ball very much this year. They are without Barry Foster at running back tonight. He has an ankle injury. O'Donnell dumps it off to Hodge. Henderson is out there and makes the tackle at the 20. Hodge with his 27th catch of the year. They like to throw him those little passes that have become a staple of Joe Walton's offense.
And this is the situation that Joe Walton wants to keep Neil O'Donnell in as much as he can tonight. 3rd down and 3, 3rd down and 4. Percentages are in the offense's hands when you have this short a yardage. When you're 3rd and 10, it swings to the defense.
Steelers right in the middle of the league on 3rd and short situations. They did an excellent job on 3rd down a week ago. The best of the year. That's big Eric Green in motion. 5-man rush. They don't get there, and O'Donnell throws to Green. Contact and another flag. The pass was underthrown. Green tried to come back and couldn't because of the coverage of Kroll.
That's the problem. The reason why, if he was just defending it.
Hodge the single setback. O'Donnell under pressure, hit from behind, loose ball. Hodge has it. And Merrill Hodge down by contact at about the 12. O'Donnell crushed by Mecklenburg.
And heads up play.
Wasn't it?
By Merrill Hodge, because that ball was a fumble.
And downfield, we have a Steeler injury. Dermontti Dawson, the center.
Carl Mecklenburg is not very big, but he's very effective when he comes on the pass rush. You'll see him come from the right inside linebacker, just makes the move. The guard doesn't pick him up. Now there's the ball. See, the ball's thrown backwards. There's no question whatsoever.
Pittsburgh has fumbled 21 times now this season, the second most back. 2nd and 26 for O'Donnell. Hodge the single setback. Callaway. And Callaway slides under a tackle all the way up to the 27-yard line. Simon Fletcher and Wyman Henderson out on the coverage.
Smart. That's a good job by a quarterback. When you've got second down in 2 miles, you just try and pick up 1 mile.
O'Donnell has the advantage. Of course, Joe Walton, and you would know as well as anyone, or better than anyone even, playing in a very complicated offensive system. He played in a pro-style offense at Maryland under Joe Krivak.
And it really
Krivak for a lot of his development.
It really helps him, too, because what he sees downfield becomes a lot plainer.
Broncos have done a great job on third down situations, especially 3rd and long, and this is 3rd and 12. 4-man rush. Good protection for O'Donnell. And throws too high this time, incomplete. Intended for Ernie Mills, the rookie out of the University of Florida. Well, the Steelers kept the ball for 4 minutes and went almost nowhere.
It's a long time for them to keep the ball.
That's right.
Normally, their offense has been staying on the sidelines while other teams have taken the ball and just driven it down the field.
And the Broncos will try another kick returner. Ricky Nattiel is back there this time. Vance Johnson, criticized by Dan Reeves a week ago, said he went too much east and west and not north and south. Straczynski, high, short punt. Nattiel at the 33. Only gets it back to the 38-yard line. Smack there, return of 5 after a punt of 41. No score in Denver. Back in a Denver takes over for the first time. Pittsburgh with a 4-minute series. Not much yardage. They have to punt. And John Elway will bring them out with Greg Lewis and Robert Harriman backs behind him. Lewis is 41. Gaston Green out with an injury. Lewis, not much. Back to the line of scrimmage and swarmed there. Take a look at the Denver offense. John Elway has thrown only 2 interceptions this year. More importantly, he's already made more big plays than he did all of last year. Gaston Green, as we said, is out. Bobby Humphrey is not ready yet. So rookie Greg Lewis will be the featured back for the 3rd straight week. Depth has helped the Broncos survive injuries up front. Center Keith Kartz has emerged as Denver's most consistent pass blocker. Second, call it 10. Steelers come with a 5-man rush. Elway with time. Tipped. And picked off by Little. And that's what the Steelers haven't done in a month. Get an interception.
Well, they just made up their mind that they want to be more aggressive on defense. You saw them bring 5 instead of 4. So that puts more pressure on John Elway to have to get rid of the football. John's trying to get the ball into Clarence Kay, his tight end, and he just has great confidence in his arm. It's just great coverage by David Little. See Little go back in the zone, look out to the left, hunts up the tight end, says, there it is, I'm going to go for it. Little patty cake, once, twice, great concentration. He's the senior statesman over there. They look for him to make the plays, and he did.
Steelers came into this game with only 10 turnovers, the worst in the NFL. And when we talked to the players last night, they said, we're pressing, we've got to make something happen.
And only 6 of those turnovers were interceptions, Mike.
First interception in a month, the first turnover in 3 weeks. And there is the veteran Little, who went to his first Pro Bowl a year ago and gets his first interception. So something that hasn't happened for the Steelers very often this year. They get a break and they end up in their opponent's territory with the football. We've got a timeout on the field. 10 minutes, 12 seconds to go first quarter. The Steelers in business. Defense have been faced with this year. As Joe said, they have almost gone from first to worst. Warren Williams on the sweep. Got a block from Hodge. Terrell Hodge did a nice job. He was losing his footing, still able to get the block and allow him outside where Kroll knocked him out of bounds.
Eric Green likes to block. You know how much he likes to block? He likes to block a lot. And this is what he does with Mike Kroll. Gets a little help from Stoney. Look at him run. Look at him stay on him. Look at him stay on him all the way down. He was right there with him to make the tackle, and Kroll did a heck of a job to fight him off.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. O'Donnell gets it to the sideline complete, and he'll have a first down to Lewis Lips. Nice job by O'Donnell, just drifting out there, getting away from Ron Holmes.
You know what makes that play, what makes it so difficult is if you're a right-handed quarterback and you're drifting left away from pressure, that means when you bring the ball up to throw it, you're actually bringing it up in the face of the defensive player. That in itself creates problems. He did a nice job to get himself some space while he was backpedaling.
First down, Pittsburgh, 9:25 to go first quarter, no score. Hodge the setback. Play action, something they thought they could make work, and Stone will make the catch at the 17-yard line.
Neil O'Donnell with each start maturing. One way to know that a quarterback matures is when he gets back, he sets his feet, nice tight spiral, something I could never quite accomplish. And Dwight Stone's, now there's a guy who's really worked hard on his pass receiving skills. Remember, he was a converted running back as of last year.
And he had the unfortunate nickname of Roberto Duran's Hands of Stone. Can't call him that anymore. Williams. Cuts back inside a nice Hodge block. And down to about the 12-yard line. Michael Brooks out of LSU in on the tackle. 3 carries, 16 yards for Warren Williams.
One thing you can count on from the Denver Broncos is when their two safeties, Atwater and Smith, are playing well, their defense is improved as it is this year. On that play, you saw Atwater come up and force the run. Of course, the guy who is the architect of it, Wade Phillips there. The gentleman stepping in front of him for camera time is Dan Reeves.
With Atwater and Smith in the middle of the field, it is not an advisable place to go. 2nd and 6, Williams, the deep man in the eye. And Hodge gets the quick handoff. Hodge inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. Brooks and Mecklenburg, the inside linebackers, made the stop. Inside the 20 this year, Denver's defense has been terrific under Wade Phillips, who had a great year in '89, then had a bad year last year because he had everybody hurt, and there was no depth on this defense. They had safety playing corner, and you get killed doing that. And look what they've done. Inside the 20, they are 3rd in the NFL in defense. 3rd and 3, Hodge the single setback. Play action, blitz, and they can't get it to Green. Denver brought everything that time. Kroll putting on the initial pressure, and by the time Green got his head turned, Neil O'Donnell was on his back.
Well, Eric Green, you know, he last year in a game here where Bubby Brister threw for 353 yards, Eric Green had 3 touchdowns, but look at the penetration they get. And that's what you want to do against a young quarterback. You don't want to give him time to set up, especially in a pressure area like the red area is.
Gary Anderson, inside 35, 56 straight. This from 26. Put another one on his list. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, for the first time in a month, have the lead. They lead Denver 3-0. O'clock, Joe and I will go from 26 degrees to about 80. We'll be in Miami for the surprising New England Patriots and I guess the surprising Miami Dolphins the other way.
You really can't say enough about the job Dick McPherson and his staff has done with that football team. He brought a college philosophy as far as enthusiasm goes to a pro team. Everybody said, oh, that rah-rah stuff won't work. I believe it works.
It's more than that, though.
I believe it works.
It's more than that. He's done a great coaching job.
He's a good football coach.
Yeah, the rah-rah stuff only lasts so long. Out in Montgomery and Derek Russell wait at the 5-yard line. Pittsburgh with excellent special teams on kickoffs this year. 3rd in the league against returns. $76,000 people, very quiet right now. Anderson, low line drive. Montgomery from the goal line. Still on his feet, knocked out of bounds to the 29-yard line. Take a look at the Pittsburgh defense as Denver's offense comes on the field. Nose man Gerald Williams leads the down lineman in tackles. Again, the coaches think he'd be even better if he were a little more aggressive, meaner, they say. Hardy Nickerson, the Steelers' most consistent linebacker, leads the team in tackles with 52. And Rod Woodson is headed to his 3rd straight Pro Bowl as one of the best 3 corners in the league. But he says the Steelers are not going to win unless they play better defense, like they have in this first period. Lewis and Perriman, the split backs. Lewis trying to get outside. Steelers string it out. Cuts back. Lewis across midfield, down to the 48-yard line of the Steelers. A run of 23. David Johnson had to run him down.
That's just great individual effort. Good pursuit by the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the one thing they forgot is that you can't all chase up the field. Somebody has to chase from the backside. See the pursuit from the right side of your screen coming back? There's nobody cornering him in. See how everybody's up the field? Everybody's on the other side of the line of scrimmage. You can't do that.
Lewis really a secret in this league because Gaston Green has played so well, and Bobby Humphrey. But he was a tremendous running back at the University of Washington. Got the Doak Walker Award as the best in the country. Lewis again, Perriman leading the way. Tracked down from behind by Greg Lloyd, who really hacked at him and brought him down. Lloyd is a great story. He's known as a wacko. He says sometimes he does things and then later says, I don't know why I did that. One example, he made a great play, came off the field, and headbutted Rod Woodson 3 times. Only one problem. He'd already taken his helmet off, and Woodson hadn't. He was covered with blood.
Oh. That's how they pick linebackers.
That's right. You got to be a little different. Out of Fort Valley State, Robbie Humphrey has checked into the ball game. 2nd and 8. And Elway goes to the shotgun. Under pressure and throws incomplete. Tried to get it to Humphrey coming out of the backfield. Gaston Green, just tremendous numbers on the year, and this is the 3rd straight week he hasn't played.
John Elway told me when they got Gaston Green, he felt like they got a back who could go the distance, a big play guy. And really, the only big play guy on the offense out of the backfield is John Elway. He had somebody to take the pressure off him, and he took the place of Bobby Humphrey, who's a good back, had an all-pro year last year, but can't go the 60, 70 yards that Green can.
And Humphrey held out for 3 months, and Gaston Green's performance got him back. Steve Sewell is in there now. Here's the blitz. And they got Elway back at the 42, coming from the safety, Carnell Lake, number 37. And he gets his first sack of the season. They are throwing everything at John Elway, Joe.
Well, that's the thing the Steelers talked about is watch the left side of your screen. They want to bring more than just the 4 people up front. And the other thing they told me is that patented move. You saw how John Elway tried to spin out to the left. That's the way they're schooled. They look for him to spin out to the left, so they'll have somebody waiting for him if he does get away.
Woodson awaits the punt of Mike Horan, 2nd in the AFC, averaging 12.5 yards a kick. Horan has been on a tear the last 3 weeks, over 51 yards a punt after a real slow start. There's a beauty. Woodson lets it go and just got into the end zone. 56 yards from Horan, and Pittsburgh will start from its own 20-yard line, leading 3-0. Last 3 days been awful. Steelers take over at their own 20-yard line. Warren Williams on the delay. Brooks and Dennis Smith bring him down, but the gain is out to the 27-yard line. Steelers want to do a lot of play action tonight. The key to play action, you have to be able to run the ball in the first place. They've done it so far.
Well, you know, running is a mental state. I really believe that. Running is something you make your mind up to do. You talk about tough football teams, talk about the Redskins, talk about the Giants. They're tough football teams. The reason why they have that reputation because they can run the football offensively.
Gain of 7 on the last play, 2nd and 3. Hodge dives over the 30, should have the first down. More college football comes your way next Saturday on ESPN. Another triple header starting at 11 with Florida games. Those are fun. 1st and 10 Steelers, who have been impressive on offense so far. Play action. O'Donnell for Lips. What a catch at the 35. And Atwater drags him down. Lewis Lips, who has been robbed of his blazing speed by chronic hamstrings, will still occasionally get you the deep ball, and he did that time.
Denver decides they're going to do the same thing that the Steeler defense has done. They're going to come after the young quarterback. Here comes a blitz from the outside. Simon Fletcher, number 73. Brooks, number 56. They do a good job of giving him time. And Lips just lays out. Look at that. Watch. Bring the ball in before you hit the ground, Lou. Great concentration.
2 more catches. He will be number 3 all-time. 9 more, number 2 all-time behind stalwart for Pittsburgh. Warren Williams to the 30. And, Joe, this has been a very good mix of play calling.
Well, the thing is they haven't hurt themselves by getting in 2nd down and 11, 1st down and 15s. They've kept the mistakes down. They haven't had a penalty to hold them back. And coaches can call it. You feel a rhythm, too. Run the ball, play action. Run the ball, play action. Let's try and go deep. Coaches get in a rhythm doing that.
And what we heard from every player that we talked to from the Steelers is we have to stop killing ourselves. 2nd and 6. O'Donnell dumps it to Hodge. Nice move. Gets to the 25. Ducks under Dennis Smith, which is always a good idea.
This is a patented call by Joe Walton. This is the waggle. What he does is he moves the quarterback a little bit, wants his quarterback to look downfield, but then gets a check down. What's going to happen is he's going to move this way, and Hodge is going to check down in the middle. Moves to the left. You see Hodge look for help. Chips on the backer a little bit. And then you see that dead area right there? That's where the back is supposed to be. Good for picking up 6, 7, 8 yards.
3rd and less than a yard. 1:29 to go. First quarter, Steelers leading 3-0, driving for more. Hodge, the single setback. He'll get the call. Still driving, and Merrill Hodge is very close to a 1st down. Warren Powers had him just first down. Big play early. Would have been a 46-yard attempt into a slight breeze. Keeper. Ball is loose, had the whistle blown. This will be an interesting call. It will be a 1st down if they say he was down.
Was ruled down by contact.
There's the old down by contact call.
Well, you know, you have to be on the ground to be down by contact. And to be honest with you, there were an awful lot of bodies laying on the ground before he ever made contact with it. There he is. He makes the move inside. Now, does a knee hit the ground? Yes. There it is. The right knee, but the ball. Well, you know, the question is, where do they mark it? There he is. He's got it. Now it's out. It's in. It's out. It's bouncing around.
That would be the first time this year the Steelers had converted a 4th down opportunity.
They made this one. By the length of the football.
That wasn't much of a gamble there on your part. It was on Chuck Knowles, and he got it.
What surprised me is to call a quarterback sneak in that instance. I know Neil O'Donnell is a big quarterback, but still, you get a momentum from Merrill Hodge. Here he is. He gets in. Right knee's down. Tough to call. You can't quite tell where the ball is when it comes out. Tough to call.
New set of downs for the Steelers from 24. Leroy Thompson is the back. He'll get the toss. Nice tackle by Ron Holmes. Just got a piece of his ankle, and the rookie from Penn State couldn't keep his balance.
Ron Holmes is the reason why Walker's not playing. He was hurt last week, didn't play last week, feels a lot better, came out, makes a big play there on that pitch out.
Second and 9, and it looks like the Steelers have no interest in getting off another play. We're down to 3 seconds left in the quarter, and they'll just let the clock run out. So a successful first period for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their first turnover in 3. Steelers have it 2nd and 9. O'Donnell over the middle. Green, touchdown. One of the biggest, most productive targets in the NFL. He leads all AFC tight ends in touchdowns. That's his 5th.
Absolutely the biggest tight end target. O'Donnell moves a little bit to his right and then comes back. Green does a nice job. Watch him catch the ball away from his body. That's a sign of a guy with great hands. He's an exceptional tight end, has been bothered with a knee problem, but makes an excellent reception to get in the end zone.
Anderson for the point after. And the safeties, Smith and Atwater, as there's a flag down on the play. On the touchdown play, Smith and Atwater were closing, but didn't get there, and 6'5", 280 Eric Green made the grab. Check the penalty.
I just like he got his hand, you know, like a little 180-pound wide receiver. Reach out, snatch the ball out of the air.
We have all sides on the defense. The point is good. We will penalize on the kickoff.
Eric Green with his 5th touchdown grab of the...
Has all the tools to be one of the really greats.
Russell takes the kick at the 1. Ducks under a tackle and gets all the way out across the 30-yard line. Nice job by Derek Russell, the rookie out of Arkansas.
Take you back to that touchdown. Neil O'Donnell.
31. Elway is yet to complete a pass. He is 0 for 2 and has an interception. Back to throw on first down, that patented double clutch. And he gets it out to Shannon Sharp, second-year tight end out of Savannah State, the younger brother of Sterling Sharp.
I really think that the Denver offense misses the threat of Gaston Green because people can play him a little bit closer knowing that they don't have a back. Lewis or Humphreys or Perriman are not going to be the back who can break it for 40 or 50 yards. So they realize that John Elway is the man they have to stop. I believe Elway's going to have to put the ball in the air, and he's going to have to continue to do it for that offense to be effective.
Completion only for 1 yard. Now they'll go with 4 wide receivers. And Bobby Humphrey the setback with Elway. Humphrey tries to cut it outside, and the Steelers swarm him at the 35-yard line. There's a flag down on the play. And there's also an injured player. One of the Steelers is down.
Head goes helmet to helmet, and really, I think he just almost knocked himself out. And there's Greg Lloyd. A little bit of pushing and shoving. It's always the second guy that throws it's going to get the flag.
He and Ken Lanier, the 11-year veteran tackle. So a break for Denver. They are in Pittsburgh territory at the 49. Lewis, straight ahead in a big hole. Lewis all the way to the 30. David Little had to bring him down from behind. 4 carries, 44 yards, and another flag. Several of them.
Pittsburgh Steelers got helped out with a couple of penalties in their first possession, and Denver now is getting a big break, it looks like.
We have delay of the game. On defense, number 57, not allowing us to put the ball in play. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Gerald Williams, and Chuck Noll is saying the same thing I am. What? Steelers have really hurt themselves with penalties this year.
What happens is when a running back is down, and, you know, he wants to give the ball to the official or the ball's on the ground, if one of the defensive players comes up and kicks it or knocks it away, they consider that a delay of the game penalty.
I don't know. Falls at the 25. Lewis, another huge hole up the middle. Little brings him down as he reaches the 17. And they are working on the center of the Steelers' defense.
Keith Kart's doing a good job on Gerald Williams up the middle.
76,273 at Mile High Stadium, the 168th straight sellout. Here's the Budweiser storyline so far. Green with 23-yard touchdown catch. Denver -9 passing yards. Pittsburgh with an edge in plays and time of possession, but Denver is driving. On 2nd and 2, Bobby Humphrey hit at the line of scrimmage by Hardy Nickerson, the Steelers' leading tackler. 5-year man out of California.
Bobby Humphrey is not the Bobby Humphrey that we know. Of course, he took 97 days off before he came in 3 weeks ago. Dan Reeves feels like, as far as his conditioning goes, he's in about the 2nd or 3rd week of training camp. In about 3 weeks, Bobby Humphrey will be back to the back that the Broncos had last year and hopefully would have had earlier this year.
2 straight 1,000-yard seasons, Pro Bowl a year ago. It's a first down for Denver here. Delay to Humphrey. Stops shy of the 10. Gang tackled there. David Little, Donald Evans, and a host of others in there. Denver's offense has been productive down in this area, but only in a total scoring mode. They have not gotten a lot of touchdowns out of this.
They've only 8 touchdowns in 26 possessions. That's 24th ranked in the league, and that's ranked by percentage, and that's only 31%. Not very effective.
And as accurate as field goal kickers are, you feel you have to score every time down here. Elway on 2nd and 7. Delay, Lewis. Dives forward, should have the first down at the 3. Lewis has started the last 2 weeks and is averaging 79 yards a game. So you lose Bobby Humphrey with a holdout. Gaston Green goes down with an injury. Here's your 3rd-string tailback, and he's doing great.
But he's a lot like Bobby Humphrey. Doesn't run with all that great speed. Excellent vision. Look at him come through the hole. Nice job by Robert Perriman. Good lead block. Carnell Lake doesn't lock up. Of course, he got his head dinged the last time, so he's going to use a little bit more shoulder than his head.
1st and goal, Denver. Lewis. Hit behind the line, broke the tackle, got to the 1. Woodson had him dead to rights in the backfield and couldn't bring him down. Lewis, 7 carries, 61 yards in the first half. Spotted at the 1, 2nd and goal. Lewis. Touchdown. The 5th-round draft choice from the University of Washington puts the Broncos on the board.
That's just an excellent piece of running. Watch him go. Watch him dance in the middle. Robert Perriman, number 33, leads the way for him, does a great job of opening the hole, and then he just follows it through. Perriman with the big lead block. Watch him come on the left side of your screen. Big block. Aaron Jones, he knocks back into the end zone, and Lewis gets there behind him.
Treadwell out of Kubiak's hold for the point after. And with 9:30 to go in the half, Denver has closed the gap to 3. Theismann do that, but only on the golf course.
The man is smoking. I mean, he is smoking from all over the place. Look at that. Little steam pouring off him.
Willis is losing a little body heat. Woodson deep. Comes up on the squib kick. Trouble with it at the 14. And slips down inside the 20. 9:21 to go in the half from Mile High in Denver. Fans, great stadium.
Wait a second. Weren't you the guy that complained about the temperature?
Well, it is cold.
Oh, everything's great except the temperature.
But it's a tremendous advantage for the Broncos. They knock everybody off of this stadium. 62-19 under Dan Reeves. Everybody else crashes and burns. The Steelers, however, have one of those 19. They won here a year ago, and right now they're leading 10-7. High gets back to the 20. One thing to keep in mind, Denver Really, either one of these teams can't afford to be involved in a scoring battle. Denver's only scored 20 points 2 times this year.
I wouldn't expect it. I don't think either one of these teams have the offenses that can go out and ring up a lot of points. You'll see Elway throw a 60 or 70-yard bomb, but they're not going to move the ball down in 20 and 30-yard chunks. They did running the football, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that consistently.
You see the clock, under 9 minutes, first half. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann with you. Glad you could join us. Hodge out to the 27-yard line. You saw Merrill Hodge start outside. He knows he's not going to make a living running out there and says it's sort of funny when they call a play that says he's going outside.
Yeah, if he's stretching it, he's going to try and come back inside. He's a better inside runner. Carl Mecklenburg playing the inside linebacker. Now, he's the off-inside linebacker. Look at him get away from the blocks. People chipping on him. Comes all the way over to make the play. He admits that he was ineffective last year because he doesn't have the speed to play outside linebacker. But on inside, he can make plays from sideline to sideline.
And at his age, they do not move him around the way they once did. 3rd and 3. Play action. O'Donnell in trouble. Got it to Hodge. And Hodge tries to reach for the sticks but can't do it. Great tackle by Michael Brooks.
I love a football play like that. You know why I love a football play like that? First of all, Kroll does a great job of putting pressure on. Watch him put the pressure on. Secondly, O'Donnell has his back to Kroll. He doesn't even see him. He has the presence of mind to dump the ball off to Hodge, who was supposed to block Kroll. Now he makes the catch and tries to get the first down. That's 2 great efforts by different individuals.
And Hodge made the great effort trying to get the first down, and Brooks made a great tackle to stop it. Ricky Nattiel back for the punt. Shanked by Straczynski. Got the bounce, though. Kicked it out of bounds at the Denver 39-yard line. A 33-yard punt got a break with the bounce. 7:13 to go in the half. Denver down by 3, but they'll have the ball. Next Saturday afternoon as we get down to crunch time. People trying to position themselves in the bowl picture. And we'll keep you up to date not only on those 3 games, but from the studio, everything else going on. Bobby Humphrey, the single setback for Denver. Elway wanted a quick pass, wasn't there, then throws. Nice grab that time by Derek Russell. Beautiful catch away from his body. The rookie out of Arkansas.
He is starting to catch John Elway's eye. A couple of weeks ago, he told Derek Russell he was going to throw him the ball. Now what he does is they make the fake inside, and you'll see Elway just double clutch and fire the ball out to the right. Nice fake inside. There's look at the lane he has. Look at the lane and the vision. He can see everything down the field. Nice catch.
Russell has 3 grabs in each of the last 3 games coming into this one. Lewis back in, up the middle, hesitates, bursts forward, and a flag is down late as he reached the 42-yard line. Tackle made by Woodson coming up from the corner. That is 70 yards for Lewis here in the half. But this one will come back.
Been a lot of infighting with the Steeler front 7 and the Broncos front 5. By infighting, there are lots of pushing, lots of shoving after. It was interesting talking to Gerald Williams last night.
We have holding on the offense, number 67. The holding took place beyond the line of scrimmage. We are penalizing 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Doug Wydell, his brother Dave, is also on this club as an offensive lineman. Back to your Gerald Williams comment.
Well, the thing about him is he said, hey, look, I'm going to play clean. I'm going to play straight up. But if another guy wants to play, I'll play at any level he wants. He's already been involved in a few pushing and shoving matches, so things are not all hunky-dory up front.
1st and 15 after the penalty was marked out from the spot of the foul. Delay to Humphrey. And Williams on the bottom of the pile along with Greg Lloyd.
Fans don't like to see the ball on the ground. Put it in the air. You got John Elway. Put it up. They're saying, Dan Reeves, put it up.
Well, they have to be saying put it up John Elway, too, because he's calling some of the plays.
Well, if there's 4 wide receivers in the game, John Elway is calling the plays. There are the 4 wide receivers. Steve Sewell comes in as his other back. This is a play that John Elway has called.
Now they actually put Sewell on the wing, so they have 5 wide receivers. Steelers come with a 5-man rush, and the pass goes right through the hands of Michael Young. He became a starter when Vance Johnson was injured, and Elway hates that stuff. Boy, he throws a hard ball, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. And you know, the reason why, number 74, Harvey Salem, is a 3rd down tackle. He's doing a nice job blocking Williams. Keeps him awake, makes the cup real wide so Elway can see. Now, look at him fire this thing. That even looks fast in slow motion. How do you slow something like that down? Shoot it in the air. Deflate it. I watched him during warm-ups throw the ball. I just, you know, you stand there and you're just amazed at his ability.
3rd and 13. Steelers come with 4. Elway with time. And the flag goes down. Now this will be an interesting call. The rule says it is not face guarding unless you wave your arms. The only other thing they can say is he ran into the receiver.
Well, the other thing is if the receiver tries to come back and make a play.
Defense, number 37, first down at the spot of the foul.
Carnell Lake.
The question's going to be is, does Ricky Nattiel try and make a play over Carnell Lake to get the ball? Elway buys time, steps up into the pocket, actually underthrows this pass a little bit. And there you see Nattiel try and reach back. That's pass interference. If Carnell Lake had turned his head around to look for the ball, they wouldn't have called it.
Lewis fighting his way inside the 5. Boy, if that interference call was close, though.
But it's right. That's the thing. It was close. I don't disagree with you, Mike. But watch Carnell Lake's head. See, he never turns around to make a play on the ball, and Ricky Nattiel tries to. Ultimately, it's what you said. He ran into him, therefore it's pass interference.
Nattiel certainly agreed with the call. They'll spot the ball at the 4. 2nd and goal with 4:52 on the turning clock. Perriman and Lewis the back. They pounded it in last time. Now they split them. Lewis. This time stacked up as he got to the line of scrimmage. First man to hit him, Jerry Olszewski, number 55 out of Pittsburgh.
Olszewski was the starter till David Little came in, had that opportunity to get some experience. He liked the taste of what he had, stuck his head in, made a good hit.
Little, of course, was holding out. 3rd and goal now from the 4. What did you like down here?
Well, I think you put the ball in the hands of the quarterback with a run-pass option. They could run that little shovel pass, any kind of a one-on-one operation with Sewell against the linebacker inside.
Elway, quarterback draw. Touchdown.
Or quarterback draw. That was the 3rd option. You see, there's no backs back here. Look at the width. Look at the lanes that Elway has to choose from. All these guys have to do, and he'll come right in. They give John an open lane. Gerald Williams tries to come back. He can't make the play. Big opportunity. He knew where he was going right away.
Point after from Treadwell is good. And the Broncos, after trailing 10-0, have taken a 14-10 lead on the strength of the running of John Elway.
Well, there were 4 wide receivers, and oh my goodness, I guess it was John Elway. They're all spread out, but watch the running mates. This isn't a quarterback, this is a running back. Look at him put his head down. Lowers his shoulder at the 1-yard line, just dives on into the end zone, and takes the linebacker with him.
Treadwell to kick off with Woodson waiting at the 5. Woodson 5th in the conference. Another squib kick trying to keep it away from him. Blinding speed. He's got his lane outside. Woodson across the 40. Even with the squib kick and making him wait for it, Rod Woodson explosive on the kickoff returns. That was 31 yards. That last drive took only 3:17, and Elway capped it off with a 4-yard run. There's good performances by both ball clubs so far.
Yeah, but both touchdown drives for Denver have been helped tremendously. One by a personal foul, the other by the pass interference call.
Steelers have it, starting in excellent position at their own 44. That's Thompson in motion. O'Donnell throws to him, and he can't hold the ball. Dropped it at the 46. O'Donnell was decked by Michael Brooks. And O'Donnell has had a fine game tonight, and Pittsburgh has been non-committal on his status as opposed to the injured Bubby Brister when he comes back. But you get the feeling it's O'Donnell's job to lose right now.
Right now he's uncontested because Bubby has a knee problem. I talked to him a little bit on the field. It's really not improving that much. I think this is, you're absolutely right though, Mike. I think O'Donnell really hasn't done anything to hurt himself and lose the job.
Second and 10. Draw only to the 45-yard line for Leroy Thompson. Warren Powers made the tackle. Denver's going to get some help on defense. Alfonso Carricker is back on the active roster. Just came back from a knee injury. There's Bubby, who hurt his knee. And Chuck Knowles said they made a mistake playing him against the Giants because his knee wasn't sound enough. But that was where O'Donnell came in the second half and was sparkling.
Oh, ran up 20 points in a heartbeat.
3rd and 9. The Steelers have mixed it up well. O'Donnell has to scramble. And finally goes down at the 40. Chased by Brian Soche, the 9-year man out of Northwest Oklahoma State who used to play for the Dolphins, a free agent acquisition.
One of the defensive linemen is going to get credit for the sack, but it really goes to, watch the coverage. Watch everybody go back and pick people up as these receivers come up. There's nowhere to go with the football out there. O'Donnell's in the shotgun, sets back. Green goes in motion. Hodge comes across the formation. He sets up, looks. But look at the job. Look at the secondary. You can't find an open receiver. Now he's swinging out to the left. He thinks he can get back to the right side, loses his footing. They wind up with a sack, but an excellent job by that Broncos secondary.
Not a good feeling for a quarterback, is it?
No. What would ever make you think it is?
Well, even for you guys who like to run.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Coming up Thursday night, Straczynski, who did not get a good kick last time, a better one this time. And Natil brought down at the 27-yard line, a return of 5 after a punt of 38. In case you joined us late, we'll get you up to date on the scoring summary, and it was all Steelers early. Anderson with a 26-yard field goal. And then Green with a fine catch on the pass from O'Donnell made it 10-0. Then back came Denver with Lewis running well in the first half to cut it to 3. And then the quarterback draw by John Elway gives Denver the lead.
Steelers have to stop them here. I mean, the Broncos want to score to get a little breathing room. The Steelers have to make something happen again on defense like they did in the first quarter.
Lewis behind Perriman. This time David Little stepped up in the hole and made the tackle after a short gain, and another shoving match. Hardy Nickerson, one of the players involved.
Well, you know, the other thing is, too, is that one, if they're going to throw a flag, that was Doug Waddell, number 67, in there swinging as well. Both those guys hit each other 3 or 4 times, and they don't throw a flag. I mean, you got to be consistent if you're going to officiate a fight, which this is turning into.
Elway gets the play off before the 2-minute warning. Throws to Jackson. Jackson up near the 45-yard line. David Johnson, number 44, in on the stop. It's a gain of 13 and a Denver first down, and we have reached the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. Broncos leading at 14-10. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have the fastest 3 minutes in television. Chris Berman goes all the way around the league. And then we'll tell you how to defend the Hail Mary pass. There's a couple people out there today that would like to know how to do that. And Joe will be back with his first half analysis.
Hey, you don't throw it. You don't get yourself in the situation where somebody has to throw it. Or you keep them outside the 50-yard line. I mean,
Elway's the only guy in the league who can throw it 80 yards in the air, right?
No, I'll tell you, Elway, Randall Cunningham can throw it along.
He could.
Jay Schrader is another one with a great arm. 3 best arms in the game right now, I think.
How far could you throw it?
Furthest I ever threw was 74 yards when I was real young.
That's not bad. 1:57 to go in the half. Elway with time. Jackson wide open. Pushed out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And Mark Jackson, who leads the club in receiving yardage, adds 41 with that one.
Oh, and they just ate David Johnson's lunch. He runs a hook and go here. That is so beautiful. This is an absolutely great setup by both the quarterback. He'll come down, hesitate, pump, and then take right off. Elway will give him a little shot and then fire it up the field. Watch him stop. He stops, turns, hesitates. Johnson slips a little bit. He's not going to catch Mark Jackson. He knows it.
Denver can run the hurry-up. They've scored 4 times, 4 drives inside 60 seconds this year. Elway under pressure, sidearms it, and somehow got it in to his tight end, Reggie Johnson. David Little was all over it.
No reason to hurry. John's in total control. John Elway is calling the plays now. He's in total control. As a matter of fact, most quarterbacks are in the 2-minute offense. That's why most of us really enjoyed it, because that was the true time when you could call your own plays.
Plenty of time on the clock. And now the officials will stop it with 1-7. Elway in the shotgun. Tries another quarterback draw, then pulls up, throws, and throws it out of bounds. Flag is down. And Greg Lloyd is looking around like, I didn't do anything.
Well, it's not Greg Lloyd. That's going to be Gerald Williams got held. Or the offensive lineman was downfield. I'll tell you why. You were absolutely right. That was another quarterback draw. The Steelers brought the blitz, but the offensive linemen don't know that John's changed. Not going to hurt them down in the red area as close as they are.
Pittsburgh has given up an awful lot of points in the red area this year. They are ranked 24th in the league. Once people get down here, they haven't had any trouble scoring. Elway throws for the corner. Incomplete. Woodson nearly intercepted it. Carnell Lake also had a shot at it. So they will bring on the field goal team. Elway not real happy coming off the field, walking over toward Dan Reeves, as they had a real opportunity to get a little breathing room, up 14-10. And now Treadwell will try to add 3 to make it 17-10. 17 out of 21 this year. 2 of those misses blocked. And the 3-year veteran out of Clemson hits the field goal. So Denver, after some early trouble with the Pittsburgh defense, has scored 17 points.
Joe Walton is on the sideline with Neil O'Donnell in the offense, and he's saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. If we get good field position, we're going to try and move the ball down, get it in a place where we can take some shots in the end zone or kick the field goal. If we get backed up, we'll just control the ball, take it in at halftime. We're only down 7. We're playing a good game. No mistakes being made. We'll go at it that way. That's what's being discussed on the sidelines right now. See? He just said, if we get good field position, we'll go for it. Okay?
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said. Read lips.
56 seconds to go. First half. Denver, after being down 10-0, has scored 17 unanswered points to take the lead at home. Well, they have squib kicked twice, has Treadwell to Woodson, trying to foul up the rhythm on the kick return team.
Well, you know, you don't foul up the rhythm on the kick return team. You foul up the rhythm on the cover team. I've seen that backfire more times than not, because guys then get out of their lanes because the kick returners fumbling around with the ball.
Woodson, in addition to being a great corner, has been an outstanding return man since he came in the league. Made the Pro Bowl as a return man 2 years ago. This time over the 30, still on his feet to the 33-yard line. And Pittsburgh will have 50 seconds from there. O'Donnell with the last-minute instructions from Joe Walton.
Alton Montgomery, you saw him return the kick before. Now he comes down on special teams. See how he squares up? See how he squares up? Keeps his feet chop, 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 and then sticks his head in. That's man staying in his lane, staying right where you're supposed to be to look at the film and say, nice job.
They tell you have to be crazy, but you also have to have discipline. O'Donnell under pressure, and they got him. Ron Holmes. 4.5 sacks on the year.
Chalk that one up to experience. It's 1st and 10. You've got the ball on the 33-yard line. You're in a 2-minute offense. Number one thing you don't want to do is take a sack. Even the interception is second to taking a sack. Ron Holmes, left side of your screen, just puts pressure right up the middle. Nowhere to go. O'Donnell, all he can do is duck down and hope.
Clock running, 21 seconds to go. Flag down, Steelers keep it on the ground. Merrill Hodge on the delay. We'll check the penalty for you. Dennis Smith comes up from the safety spot to make the tackle. Keep it on the ground with Thompson. Tyrone Braxton on the tackle, 5 seconds, and we have a timeout.
Back to receive it.
The Broncos are not believers right now. Little is the up man. Now he moves up near the line of scrimmage, so he's not going to take a short snap. Straczynski just got it out of there. That was his job. Nobody back. And Straczynski will get a beautiful roll out of this inside the 5-yard line. And one of the Steelers is injured. Dermontti Dawson, the snapper, is down for the 2nd time in the game. That's the end of the first half. The Broncos with a fine comeback lead the Steelers. And more pushing and shoving. Take a look at the halftime stats. Both teams under 100 yards rushing. Both teams under 100-yard passing. Nearly dead even. Denver has the only turnover. That was the Little interception early in the ballgame, something the Steelers had not been able to do. Almost everything even here. Time of possession, slight edge to the Steelers, but it doesn't matter unless you do something with it.
3rd down conversions jumps out. They're 0 for 6 on 3rd down. That's a big difference here. Now, the Pittsburgh defense, the first 8 weeks, they've been passive. It's a bend, don't break. We'll play double zone, let you come at us, and we'll stop you down around the goal line. That hasn't worked. They were aggressive in the first quarter. I haven't really seen them bring multiple linebackers since then.
They have not. They really got out of that after telling us that's exactly what they wanted to do and something they did early. See if they go back to it. 2nd and 6. Fake to Perriman. Elway with all day. Got a block downfield from Clarence Kay and dives headlong into a pile and comes up to have something to say to Hardy Nickerson and Brian Hinkle.
Coaches like to study where their quarterbacks are going. There is John Elway's passing chart. He's thrown 1 ball to the left side of the field. That was a short out. And he's thrown 6 to the right side for 4 completions. But the one was a big one to Mark Jackson. The other 3 have been working the sideline. He is working on David Johnson, number 44, their right corner.
1st and 10. Bobby Humphrey in the backfield for Denver. Elway, play action again. Throws complete to Young. And Young is wrapped up in a hurry. A short tackle by Rod Woodson.
So you check the chart. He said, geez, I'm not throwing the ball very much to the left. Let me come out and try one out here. Now, Michael Young has had an opportunity to play because Vance Johnson was hurt all year. He's activated now, but Michael Young, with 26 receptions coming into this game, 1 touchdown, the longest catch was 52 yards, but he's averaging almost 13 yards a catch.
He's only 1 short of his career high in receptions, already a career high for yardage. Last play, game 7, 2nd and 3. Lewis back in as the deep man, and he'll get the carry. Perriman, a great block, and Lewis breaks it. Lewis all the way to the 25, where David Johnson made the tackle against the stiff arm. Perriman threw a hellacious block in the middle of that line to spring it.
Well, the big thing here, too, is we talked about the Steelers having to blitz a little bit more. That's what they're afraid of. If you bring linebackers, you bring safeties, what happens is if a back gets into the secondary, nobody's there to pick him up. Carnell Lake, the strong safety, comes from the left side. He's nowhere to be found. You see the job that Perriman does creating contact on the linebacker. Now Lewis just heads for the sidelines and has to get run out of bounds by Johnson. Dave Little does a good job trying to step inside, but Brett Perriman does a better job.
Gain of 27 and 103 yards on the night for Lewis. This is Humphrey trying to get outside and driven out of bounds by Hardy Nickerson.
Bobby Humphrey came back to this football team because he got tired of sitting at home. I also think it had to do with the fact that there were a few fines and he was losing a lot of money. But he was sitting at home watching football saying, gee, I could do better than that if I'd have cut here, if I'd have cut here. He absolutely missed the game. He wanted some more money. The Broncos said no. When they got down around the trading deadline, the Broncos wanted to try and deal him. They really didn't have any takers. So he winds up being back as a Bronco with no better situation than he had.
Elway out of the gun, throws. Jackson. Woodson wrapped him up. Ball came loose, but it goes out of bounds. Bobby Humphrey, of course, with that 3-month holdout after 2 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and it has cost him to this point a bunch. Preseason fines, $1,000 a day, $50,000. Regular season fines, $1,500 a day, $70 grand. Forfeited workout, reporting, and roster bonuses over $80,000, and forfeited a base salary of nearly $130,000. He has lost $330,290. Now, Pat Bowlen says he may get a lot of that back, depending on how he plays and the way he conducts himself off the field. Here's the blitz on Elway. John runs out of trouble. Dives forward. He lost the ball, but he was out of bounds again. And a flag is down. Aaron Jones and Keith Karts having words. Two flags. First one back at the line of scrimmage. Dick Hantak sorting it out.
You can hear one's an offside penalty, the other's an unnecessary roughness penalty.
We have offside on the defense. Penalty is declined. We have personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Penalized half the distance to the goal line, number 97, first down.
Aaron Jones, 97, flagged.
Aaron Jones came scot-free, then he winds up chasing Elway. Couldn't quite catch up to him. Elway reaches forward, and there you see the forearm in the gut. That's a cheap shot. That's a cheap shot, and he got a 15-yard penalty for it. That's a good call by the official. You know, he's down on the ground. There's no reason to do that.
Very late, out of bounds, and flagrant. I'm surprised they didn't throw him out of the ballgame. The half the distance to the goal penalty puts it at the 9. Lewis, by the way, only the second back this year to rack up over 100 yards against the Steelers defense.
That is the dimension of the game that a defensive coach cannot account for. They can account for everybody, but you don't assign somebody to the quarterback. And if you did, John Elway can outrun most of them.
First and goal from the 9. The last time they were down here, they had to settle for a field goal. Lewis hit in the backfield and brought down Donald Evans out of Winston-Salem State. Did a nice job of closing, and we've got more pushing and shoving downfield. And how's that for hustle for Donald Evans? He makes the tackle, and then he runs 15 yards to get into the fight.
Dick Hantak and his crew have got the work cut out for him. This is every play. It's hand fighting inside. It's pushing. It's shoving. They not only have to keep an eye on the ball carrier, they have to see where the next fight's going to break out. Steelers came up with a big play on that one on first down.
Second and goal now, loss of a yard, back at the 10. 10:45 to go, third quarter. Denver already up by 7. Elway rifles it to Sewell, and Sewell drilled by Everett at the 5-yard line. Sewell leads the team in catches coming in, and he just closing in on a career high for the season. He has 28 now. 38 is the most he's ever caught in a season.
Elway just sets and fires. It's a perfect pass. Sewell makes the nice reception. Thomas Everett gets there just as he catches the ball. 3rd down and 5. Here, again, what you have to be cognizant of is where is John Elway going to try and run with the football if everybody's covered. You got to keep an eye on that quarterback.
3rd and goal, Jackson in motion. Sewell on the delay. Nice job by Gary Jones, number 25, the backup strong safety. Came up and made the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Rather conservative play call there, and it will set up a 4th down field goal.
Broncos try and run a trap up the middle. They pull it, which means they pull one of their offensive line. You see the left side go? It's sort of a shotgun version of the counter trey that the Redskins run a lot. But when you get penetration on the side where the ball carrier wants to go, it just clogs the whole thing up. Nice job by that Steeler front 7.
Treadwell has already hit from 28. This will be from 21. And he got it out of Gary Kubiak's hold, who is one of the best holders in the NFL, the backup quarterback. The lead has been extended to 10. Broncos over the Steelers.
Okay, we took the whole idea of car ownership and gave it a new twist. The new Elantra. A sedan so well built and tested, it comes with 2 years service and maintenance free.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai, makers of the Excel, Scoop, Sonata, and the brand new Elantra. By the United States Marine Corps. You have to be tough to compete, but smart to win. And by ESPN Home Video. To order fantastic football plays, call 1-800-662-1400. Since the Steelers grabbed a 10-0 lead, it has been all Broncos at home. They've scored 20 unanswered points, lead at 20-10 with 9:13 to go 3rd quarter. Much to the delight of 76,000 fans. Well, you gotta love football to come out on a Sunday night when it's 20 degrees. Once again, the squib kick. Woodson has to field it on the bounce. Didn't have a chance on this. Stopped at the 24-yard line. Tackle made by linebacker Mike Kroll on special teams. We'll be back in a moment.
Who wears Team NFL clothing? Some thick-necked ex-jock?
Not your everyday friend. Well, baby, that's what you are. Woo!
You couldn't be further from the truth. Right, girl?
Right, Martin.
For Team NFL, Martin Mull and friends.
Your everyday friend.
Get on the inside of the NFL. Call 1-900-535-9000.
On the first day, ESPN Home Video created Amazing Sports Bloopers 1. Pleased with the results, it then created Amazing Sports Bloopers 2. And then, on the 7th day, it rested.
has a dream, a vision deep inside.
When I decide to follow up on an investing idea, I need a broker who's ready when I am.
We make it easier to follow your own lead.
I can call Schwab at any hour, nights or weekends, get the information I need, even place an order to trade.
Always there to give you just the help you need.
Help yourself at Schwab today.
20-10, Denver over Pittsburgh, and part of the Bronco offensive unit getting a little breather on the sideline. That offensive line's done a good job, Joe.
They have. I mean, the thing is you think it's easy blocking for somebody like a John Elway, but it's very difficult from an offensive lineman standpoint because you block your man, and then all of a sudden, you don't know where John is. He's supposed to be behind you, but he could be almost anywhere. That's the problem that these guys have had to battle, Williams and his crew.
Big series for the Steelers offense here. They've been shut out since the first quarter. Green in motion. Warren Williams has some running room up the middle across the 30, 31, maybe 32-yard line. Dennis Smith made the stop.
We saw where John Elway has been working the right side through the first half and early here in the third quarter. Neil O'Donnell spreading it around a little bit more. 2 outs to the left. Not completing many to the right side of the field, but likes to work the middle. If you take a look, 1 deep down the middle for the touchdown to Green, and then a couple of checkdowns down the middle. That's the way the offense that he plays in is structured.
You saw Dennis Smith in on that last tackle. He was shaken up at the end of the first half back in. So is Pittsburgh center Dermontti Dawson. 2nd and 4. Play action, O'Donnell in trouble. Throws off his back foot, got it to Green, and the big man across the 40 fumbled the football, but he was down at the 41. The ground cannot cause the fumble.
Well, it does.
What a job by well, it can,
it does, but
they won't give it to you. What a job by O'Donnell. This was very much like the dump-off pass he threw to Merrill Hodge.
Great discipline by Ron Holmes to stay there. Doesn't take the fake of the bootleg. Watch this, left side of your screen. Holmes come across, number 90, sees the bootleg. Now O'Donnell just hangs this thing up in the air. You see the ball come out when Green hits the ground. It's not a fumble.
And Tyrone Braxton did the smart thing. He saw 280 pounds coming his way. So I'm going to get a shot at those knees. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Warren Williams on the trap. Simon Fletcher had a hold of him as he reached the 47-yard line. 7:25 to go, third period. We're at Mile High Stadium in Denver. You're watching ESPN and our coverage of the NFL. If you joined us late, it was 10-0 Pittsburgh. Denver has scored the last 20. But the Steelers on a drive now, 2nd and 3 from their own 48-yard line. Lips and Callaway, the wide receivers, split left and right. Williams again behind high. Flips the tackle, dives forward to the Denver 46, first down. This is what the Steelers were able to do so successfully in the first period.
They're in a rhythm now, Mike. You know, the thing is they're picking up some yards on first down, and the coach can make some calls. There's Dennis Smith. He comes outside. Look at that. He is taking on a guard who outweighs him by about 80 pounds and then still manages to get in and help on the tackle. Put a little collar around him. He wasn't wearing that neck collar before. Had a little stinger in the first half.
He was a hero last week. Blocked a field goal against New England that preserved a win. Williams again. And the Steelers doing the job against the Denver front three right now. Simon Fletcher again in on the tackle. Warren Williams now 9 carries, 51 yards. There's a guy who has always done the job. Talking about Warren Williams as you're looking at Fletcher. Williams has always done the job when he's gotten the opportunity to play for the Steelers. They have always said, we wonder about his durability. Can he go the distance for us? But the young man comes in and averages 5 yards a carry as you see him getting gassed a little bit on the sideline.
Sort of the answer to your question.
Right.
Had to take himself out after 5 or 6 carries.
2nd and 6. O'Donnell under pressure again. Throws, picked up. Nice job by Tyrone Braxton, who stood right in front of the intended receiver, and O'Donnell hit him in the numbers.
O'Donnell didn't hesitate. There was no delay on his part. He felt like he'd be able to get this ball in. He sets up and really fires it as the receiver runs a hook, and Braxton just jumps in his hip pocket. Right up here, you're going to see him come down. Braxton's going to go with him, except he's going to get in front. O'Donnell's going to go here and just fire the ball out to him. Sets, fires, does a nice job of trailing, winds up coming. That's what that double zone will do for you. He knows he has backup help. He can cut in front of the guy.
Braxton with his 3rd interception of the year. Tore up the knee last season, and they are grateful to have him back at the corner. Lewis. And Brian Hinkle came in, gave him a shot at the end. Hinkle. There's O'Donnell talking to Joe Walton at the sideline. His 4th interception since becoming the Steelers quarterback. He also has 4 touchdown passes.
Well, what
coming into tonight, he got his 5th with Green.
What happens to him, a young guy like that, is you see the receiver go past the cornerback, and you think that you have control underneath, except that Braxton did a nice job of reading him and just moving on back and stepping in front for the interception.
2nd and 7. Cool. Oh, took a couple of shots. You notice the Steelers inside linebackers, Little and Osavsky, right now they're wearing short sleeve shirts. What is wrong with these people?
They're linebackers, Mike.
That answers it, doesn't it?
There they are. There's some big hitting up the front. Right part of your screen, watch this. They're going to try and send Sewell up the middle. Let him come in. Lloyd comes in from one side, gets a half wrap up, and then a whole lot of help from his friends.
Steelers need to be aggressive on defense. They're down by 10. 3rd and 6. Comes the blitz. Tipped and incomplete. Off the hands of Ricky Nattiel. And that's what Elway thought of it.
And the defense of the Steelers did their job. But you see what John Elway has to face. We'll show you from our end zone camera. Our goalpost camera. Excuse me, this one's right about 10 feet off the ground, 10 yards off the ground. Look at that. That's his ball just thrown behind him. Good vision, nice passing lane by the offensive line, and Elway just couldn't make the completion.
Now, you might be able to make that catch with some quarterbacks, but with Elway throwing it, forget it.
Not a prayer. If it's not on the mark, it's tough to hold on to.
Woodson as Haran gets another beauty out there. And Woodson signals for the fair catch and has to make it at the 20-yard line. So the Steelers get the ball back, but they're down by 10 to the homestanding Denver Broncos.
When you play the game and you're looking good, that's the Bud Light way. Yeah, it's understood.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You can taste it and feel it and know you got it right. 'Cause everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Everything else.
These are the machines of the 90s.
Fuel injection, overhead cams, poly valve.
Today's high-tech engines demand high-tech protection. Kendall Motor Oil is specifically designed to provide the ultimate protection against heat and wear under the most extreme conditions. Don't take a chance with your high-tech engine. Use Kendall Motor Oil, formulated to protect your high-tech engine. Kendall Motor Oil, pour in the protection. Kendall, available at these locations.
It's not just a new car, it's a new way of doing business. The new Elantra, a sedan so well built and worry-free, we can introduce it with 2 years service and maintenance free. About all you pay for is gas. Now, why would you want to take your business anywhere else? The new Elantra from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai.
The Miami Dolphins, led by rifle arm Dan Marino. The New England Patriots, a new winning spirit feeds their fire. Big Out, next Sunday.
Sunday night, Big Out, ESPN.
3:56 to go, third quarter. Pittsburgh down to Denver, 20-10. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann with you. Ball at the 21-yard line, and that is from our goalpost camera. And that's what it looks like. It is actually mounted on the goalpost. In case of a field goal, if it hits the camera, it's good because it's already crossed that bar. O'Donnell to throw on first down, screen to Hodge. Merrill Hodge, close to a first down. Hodge has 50 people in the stands to watch him tonight that he bought tickets for.
Says it's like coming home for him to play out here. He's always played well in Mile High Stadium, and he likes coming back out. A lot of people come in. Matter of fact, he said the tickets cost him so much, he said he doesn't get a check from the Steelers this week. He writes them a check.
Played his college ball at Idaho State, so he's used to the weather. Gain of 7 on the last play, 2nd and 3. Hodge and Williams in the back behind O'Donnell. Play action. O'Donnell in trouble. Got away once, but Simon Fletcher pins him.
Nice job by the secondary of the Broncos, too. They were going to go up top for a big one. Right then and there, they had Stone going down the middle of the field. O'Donnell does a nice job on the quick play action fake, gets down, covers the ball. The other guy who does that very well in the league is Boomer Esiason. Likes to get down and cover the ball up. He did a good job, but good coverage downfield didn't allow him to get it off.
4 sacks by the Denver defense, however. Loss of 38 yards on the night. Thompson will check into the backfield. And Lips and Callaway split as wide receivers. 3rd and 8. And now O'Donnell calls the timeout as he saw the play clock running down. We have a timeout with 2:59 to go. Still a 10-point Bronco lead.
You can teach your kids the fun of basketball, from the right techniques to the right attitude, with the help of a great coach and ESPN home video. Legendary UCLA basketball coach John Wooden shows you how to teach your kids all the basics, plus the importance of mental attitude to build confidence and the enjoyment of the game. A free phone call gets you started.
Bend your knees. Relax. Don't stand stiff. Be loose. Be loose. Have those hands moving.
Teaching Kids Basketball is just one of the many Teaching Kids videos available from ESPN, all featuring proven methods from famous coaches. To order Teaching Kids Basketball for just $29.95, call 1-800-841-8900. Ask the operator about our other Teaching Kids videos and save $5 when you order 2. You'll also receive a free ESPN home video catalog. Teaching Kids Sports is child's play with ESPN home video. Get the thrill of a lifetime every week without ever leaving your home. ESPN's Adventure Tuesday. First, relive Olympic history with the award-winning series, The Olympiad. Then go beyond your wildest dreams and back with Expedition Earth and witness some of the games people play that are truly incredible on Amazing Games. You'll never forget the experience. Adventure Tuesday, starting at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
We are in Denver. I'm not sure where he is, but we're in Denver.
So cold, my hair has gone orange.
2:59 to go, 3rd period.
I don't know what...
Steelers facing a 3rd and 8 right now. There's Kenny Walker in the ball game, the 8th-round draft choice out of Nebraska. The first deaf player to play in the league since Bonnie Sloan played for the Cardinals in 1973. He has been very successful for them. O'Donnell with time and throws incomplete. Threw it in between 2 receivers. Thompson coming out of the backfield and Lips hooking up. So the Steelers will have to kick it away again.
I don't think he expected Lips to hook up. I think he expected Louis to work out a little bit. And, you know, you got to remember, this kid is a rookie. This is his 3rd start. The football team has been struggling. The defense has been doing a good job getting him the ball tonight. Made a couple of rookie mistakes and put himself in long yardage situations.
Trzynski, who averages 40 yards a kick on the year, punting to Natil. Terrible kick this time. But it gets a Steeler bounce, and Natil backs off. So Trzynski has gotten away with a couple tonight. A punt of 39 yards is not something you'd want to videotape and send home for the family to look at.
38 further than my punt. I'd have taken the 39-yarder in my career.
But you were a quarterback. Kenny Walker for Denver has his own interpreter, a man who gives him sign language. One of the great moments in his life when he was at Nebraska, the last game of the year, the crowd went silent when he was introduced. There's his interpreter, Guy Smith, and the crowd signed a standing ovation to him. It was a marvelous moment for Kenny Walker and Nebraska fans. Elway for Clarence Kay. What a catch! Carnell Lake got there, but he got there late. And tremendous concentration by Clarence Kay, a gain of 32. That's only his 7th catch this year.
If that ball is thrown with any more air under it, it's knocked down. Watch his touch by Elway. I mean, we know he's got a great gun, but look at the touch that he puts on this ball. Carnell Lake is going to come in from the left side. Look at it, right through his hands. All he had to do was put his hands together, and he'd have had it. You're absolutely right. Great concentration by Clarence Kay.
Perriman and Lewis will split back. Denver at the Steelers 29. Lewis, who's had a great night, not this time. Hardy Nickerson makes the tackle. Keith Willis got the initial hit. Lewis, 108 yards on 17 carries tonight. Not bad for your third tailback.
And he's done it all over the field. You see he's run left just twice, run up the left, off the left guard 6 times for 55 yards. Been very effective 8 times on the right side, 48 times, and 1 for 2 outside. He is a tackle-to-tackle runner. Very much like I said, like Bobby Humphrey. Keep him inside the tackle.
Give him a gain of 2 on the last play. 2nd and 8. Here comes the blitz, and again, excellent protection. And the pass dropped by Lewis. He has not caught a ball this year.
And he still hasn't had a chance at that. And he's really, you know, the guys that have stepped in for the Broncos, that's the big difference in this football team from last year and this year. They were 3-5 at the halfway point last year. They're 6-2 this year. They've had great play and a great job by Dan Reeves and the front office of the Broncos, getting players who can help them right now in case someone isn't able to play.
3rd and 8, and had a little trouble spotting the ball, move it back a couple of inches. 1:16 left, 3rd period. And now John Elway wants to talk to Dick Hancock.
Well, he's saying, listen, if one official is going to stop the play, then why don't you stop the 25-second clock also?
To 18 seconds.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, gee, ref, if you're going to stop play, then stop the clock for me, too.
Dick Hancock obliges, and it's still 3rd and 8. Elway rifles that one, and it looked like Michael Young slipped when he made his cut.
Well, they picked that one up at the airport in Denver. That came in on the radar as a low-flying missile.
So it will bring up a 4th down situation.
You know, it's
and would be a 45-yard field goal for Treadwell.
Mike, when quarterbacks call their own plays, as John Elway does in 3rd down situations, they have great confidence in what they want to do with the football. When the coach sends a play in, you're sometimes saying, well, geez, I maybe would not have done that. John just has great confidence in what he wants to do with the ball.
This would make it a 13-point game. And it's no good. Wide left. Treadwell had hit 2 short ones, but misses this one. And a hand from Chuck Knoll. So the Steelers still down by 10, and they will get the football back. Next Sunday night, the New England Patriots will invade Joe Robbie Stadium to take on the Miami Dolphins. And we'll be there. And New England has been very competitive this year under Dick McPherson.
Miami continues to struggle, but they get back on the winning ways today.
O'Donnell on 1st down. Sideline complete to Williams. Pick up about 6. There's a flag down on the play in the secondary. And Mecklenburg indicating it's against Pittsburgh.
illegal motion. Now remember, if a wide receiver simulates a move up the field.
Illegal motion, offense. 2 men moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, first down.
What it basically is now is, even if it used to be a wide receiver could start moving forward and then back up and reset himself. Now, if a wide receiver or anybody makes a movement like they're going to go into action up the field and they try and reset and draw the defense off, that's a penalty.
Steelers came into the game as the second most penalized team in the league, behind only the Raiders. So it'll go back to 1st and 15, and time has run out on the clock, and now the officials want to confer about it.
To 59 seconds.
So the clock was running the entire time, and they want it reset at 59.
Yeah, you got to wonder if possibly the score guy lives in Denver. I mean, does he want to get this over with? Okay, it's 20-10. That's it. Let's run this thing out.
I think you get some great odds that he doesn't live in Pittsburgh.
I think the Steelers have got to try and get the ball to their big man, Eric Green. They have to figure out a way to get him back in this offense.
He's only been in on about half the plays tonight. Hodge breaks the tackle. Dennis Smith brings him down as he reaches the 30. Smith said he missed a lot of tackles last year, but he hasn't missed a lot this year. Back to his Pro Bowl form.
Last year, after the season, he went up to Steve Atwater and he said, "You had a better year than I did." And Dennis Smith said, "In my entire career, all the years I've been in football, the 11 years, I've never gone up to another player and told them that they have had a better year than I have."
And you know what? He doesn't want to do it again either.
And he's nice. Talking to Wade Phillips yesterday, he said he's playing the best of anybody on defense.
2nd and 7. Hodge again. Redding blocked beautifully across the 40 to the 41. It will be a first down. Atwater made the tackle, and it will also be the last play of the 3rd quarter. 1 period to go from Denver. Broncos by 10.
Okay. But just suppose another tornado rips up our Meadville plant. Then what? Or suppose we have a string of accidents, like we did in '86. Suppose I get sick again. Would another insurance company come through like the people from the Hartford? I doubt it. And after 14 years, this fella is not about to find out.
ITT Hartford. When you need us most, we're at our best.
All right, this car is going to shake up the entire industry. The new Elantra. A sedan, so well built and tested, it comes with 2 years service and maintenance free. But all you pay for is gas, which makes the idea of owning anything else seem, well, a little bit shaky, huh? The new Elantra from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai.
From the Far East to Europe. Across the Caribbean and throughout North America, only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
We love to fly and
Welcome back to Mile High Stadium in Denver. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann with you. There are different kinds of needs. Denver needs this game to stay ahead of Kansas City in the AFC West. Pittsburgh needs this game to stay in the league.
Well, yeah, not quite in the league, but close. Pittsburgh needs this to stay in the wild card hunt. I mean, you almost can see where divisions are going to wind up. Washington,
right.
New Orleans, Houston, they look like they might get it. But it's the wild card picture that's going to become very interesting as we get on towards the end of the season.
O'Donnell with time dumps it to Hodge across midfield to the Denver 44-yard line. Brought down from behind by Mike Kroll, the rookie out of Nebraska. Hodge has had good games against Denver in the past.
Hodge is a very good receiver. I mean, he's a very complete back. He's not flashy. He's not a guy who's going to burn it 60 on you or do something really spectacular that maybe jumps up and catches your eye. But at the end of the game, he'll have 50 yards rushing. He'll have 60 yards receiving and 5 or 6 catches. He'll have made some great blocks.
First down, Pittsburgh. Denver 43. Hodge again. 2, maybe 3 yards on that one. Ron Holmes made the tackle along with Mecklenburg. And we have not seen Warren Williams since he took himself out of the ballgame a little shaken up.
Yeah, but you know what's so great about a night like tonight, Mike? This is football. Watch this. Look, it's grass, it's the ball. Look at the guys breathe. They all breathe at the same time. It's simul-breathing. I mean, look at that. It's just like smoke coming out on the ball. This is football. If you take a deep breath at home, you smell it. Oh, God, it's great. It's great. This is football.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Look at them. They're all pretty much this. Ready? Breathe. There they go.
2nd and 7. Green. Henderson, nice tackle at the 39. Wyman Henderson is 186 pounds. He gives up 100 pounds to Eric Green, and he wrestled him down.
I think one of the toughest things that you have is figuring out where to tackle. I mean, you hit him high, he runs over you. If you hit him low, he kills you. He does a nice job on Kroll with the delay. It's the delay outside. Reaches back, makes the reception. Now Henderson, he just wraps it around his waist and just says, well, I'm going to hang on and hope. What you do? See what you do? It's calf roping. What you do is you tie his feet up with your body and wrap it around and bring him down.
He's bigger than a calf.
More like bull wrestling.
Yes. 3rd and 6 at the Denver 39. And O'Donnell came out of the huddle, turned around, and called a timeout. 12:41 left from Denver, and the Broncos are still on top by 10.
A car is a car. It won't make you handsome or prettier or younger, and if it improves your standing with the neighbors, then you live among snobs. A car is steel, electronics, rubber, plastic, and glass. A machine. And in the end, may the best machine win. Subaru, what to drive.
When you play the game and you're looking good, pick a Bud Light way and it's understood.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You can taste it, feel it, know you got it right, because everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. Just a light. Everything else is just a light.
At BASF, we don't make the plane. We make it lighter. We don't make the lotion. We make it smoother. We don't make the dress. We make it brighter. We don't make the carpet. We make it tougher. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF, the spirit of innovation.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Subaru. It's what to drive. And by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. 12:41 to go in the ballgame from Denver. Pittsburgh football at the Denver 39-yard line. Broncos are up 20-10, and yes, it's cold.
It's a ninja. One of those.
Pittsburgh has already used 2 of its second-half timeouts. They have only 1 left. It's one of the drawbacks with a young, inexperienced quarterback. 3rd and 6. O'Donnell. Look at this. To the 20 to the 18. They fake the pitch. And Neil O'Donnell, who has a grand total of 25 yards rushing, makes a big one. How's that for a play call?
Well, he figured John Elway can throw. Watch this. This is like a trap throw. What he's going to do is he's going to fake out. He's going to fake out this way, spin around, and just head up in the hole. The linemen are going to pull. They're going to seal here, and he's got this alley to take off. Fake the toss. Draw the linebackers in. Everybody's in man-to-man coverage and head on up the field. Nice play.
22-yard run, the longest of the night for the Steelers, and a huge first down. Hodge to the 15. They are well within field goal range, trailing by 10. Michael Brooks made the tackle. Rick Strom, who was the backup quarterback with Bubby Brister, was the third quarterback.
What Rick Strom signals in is the formation. Joe Walton sends in the player with the play. You know, you get down around the red area, the guy you want to look for is your big play guy, and that's Louis Lips.
O'Donnell almost intercepted by Dennis Smith. He had it in his hands and couldn't hold it. A ball thrown late over the middle is probably the most dangerous one in all of football.
Mike, it isn't even probably. It is the most dangerous. Oh, a lot of bad things can happen. There's Louis Lips. He's going to go down. He runs a quick post. O'Donnell doesn't like it. They bracket him, but now all of a sudden he tries to get the ball back up the field to Stone late, and that's what caused the problem. But the Broncos figured, all right, this is the red area. You need a big play. We'll double cover the guy we think you're going to go to.
And Louis Lips has faced that double team his entire career. 3rd and 7. Hodge. I think you can take that one out of the playbook.
They try to toss this time. You know, remember he faked it the last time, made the big play. There it is, the line trying to get out in front, but great pursuit. This Denver defense isn't all that big, but boy, they run to the ball.
Gary Anderson, a 39-yard field goal attempt. He's hit one from 26. And he touched the lead to 7. So the Steelers, with a good drive, at least produced 3. It's 20-13.
Why will college basketball fans love ESPN Super Slams and spectacular plays and college hoops bloops?
Short of out. Get it back. Get it back. Oh, my. What a play.
Kicks it back to Grant.
Here they go. Boom, bam, bingo. Showtime. Yeah, that's not snow, folks.
Does that answer the question? Wow. There are 100 reasons why college football fans will enjoy these 2 ESPN home videos. But for the sake of time, here's 5 of them.
November brings you a cornucopia of sports on ESPN. Feast on ESPN Sunday Night NFL. A full course of college basketball kicks off, and the U.S. Davis Cup team plans to serve the winning point. College football teams are looking for a seat at the bowl game banquet, and the first around-the-world balloon flight lifts off. An abundance of sports in November on ESPN.
Denver by 7 with 10:29 to go. Tomorrow's headlines brought to you by Levi's. And here's what you'll see when you pick up the paper tomorrow. The Skins and the Oilers, a great game. Low Miller wins it with a field goal in overtime. The Bears take sole possession of first in the NFC Central over the Lions. A Hail Mary wins it for the Falcons over the 49ers. First sweep in that series since 80. The Bengals finally win one. The Jets are over 500, and the Dolphins beat the Colts. The Colts have not scored a touchdown since Rick Venturi became the head coach. That's 20 quarters. Ouch. Anderson to kick off to Montgomery and Russell.
I think he just gave new meaning to the word interim.
Nice kick by Anderson this time, and Russell will take it 5 yards deep and keep it there.
Well, the Steeler defense has done a good job. I mean, they've gotten the ball back for the offense. They haven't been able to get anything but 3 points so far this half. But John Elway, just, you know, you can hold him down, you can hold him down. They don't make a play, and then all of a sudden you go after him, and he's going to throw the ball 40 to 50 yards up the field and make a big play. He's the big play guy in this offense.
Numbers not real big on Elway so far tonight, but he's made the plays when he had to. Lewis has done the most damage with 108 yards rushing. Play action to him. Elway rifles it low to Jackson. He was open at the 35. And did you see Woodson put up his arms like, hey, who was supposed to be covering Jackson?
Well, he came from the other side of the field, and that's the thing. If you can run people across the field in zone, see what he's saying? Say, listen, if the guy crosses the field, you have to take him. Woodson sits down. Now it's a combination man-to-man in zone. Ron thinks it's a zone, so he lets him go. It's just a good thing that John threw that one in the ground.
Woodson, not only an outstanding player, but a very bright, well-spoken young man. And he says mental mistakes have killed this team, and somebody made one on that play. It didn't hurt them, though. 2nd and 10, 4-man rush. Nobody gets there. The ball through the hands of Sewell. And David Johnson, if he could have turned around a split second earlier, had the interception.
John Elway has his armband on calling the plays. That's Dave Brazil, the defensive coordinator of the Steelers. He's got his armband on. His isn't as fancy as John's. John's is all kinds of different colors.
Color-coded,
that's
right?
It's a defensive coach. He's got white paper and numbers. Now, John's is color-coded, and the reason it's color-coded is, for example, the white area is short yardage, the yellow area is runs, the green area are shotgun passes.
3rd and 10, this is from the green area. Blitz, and Elway rolls out of trouble. Guns incomplete. Woodson came up to make the big hit on Young. Would have been enough for the first down, and the Steeler defense does its job.
The thing that the Steelers have talked about coming into this game, they've said that the defense has not done the job and got us the ball back. Well, they certainly can't say that tonight. Ron Woodson running up the field with Mike Young, and he can stay with anybody. Great athlete, but watch this when the ball goes up in the air. Woodson goes up and just separates him. Doesn't give him a chance to come down with the ball.
Elway has missed his last 5. Woodson waiting for the kick of Mike Horan. Not a good kick this time. End over end and low. And it will kick out of bounds between the 40 and the 45-yard line. Only 37 yards, but no return. Join us every Sunday at noon. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Joe Theismann joining in from on-site, and we'll preview everything going on in the NFL. Then at 7 o'clock, back for prime time. Highlights of all the games. And at 8 o'clock next Sunday night, Joe and I will be at Joe Robbie Stadium, the New England Patriots, and the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins still considered by most a playoff team, but they've got to turn it around.
I think it falls on the shoulders of their quarterback, Dan Marino. When they needed plays, they needed something last year, he was the guy, and I think that's what's going to happen this year.
O'Donnell throws too high for Lips, trying to hit him between Henderson and Atwater. Lips needs one pass to move into 3rd place all time on the Steeler receiving list. Well, he's been a great player for a long time, 8 years. .9:52 left. Warren Williams, number 42, is back in the Steeler lineup. Denver shows blitz and comes with it. And a nice job by Warren Powers crashing down from his defensive end spot to make the tackle.
That's the problem when you're up, when a team wants to trap like the Steelers like to do inside with their guards and tackles. If somebody takes a hard penetration, it just destroys the continuity. Watch from the right side. See, they try and pull the guard and trap him. The problem is that Powers isn't there where you wanted to trap him. He's already slanting down inside.
And all the back can do in that situation is say, uh-oh,
hold on to the ball.
3rd and 8. The Steelers have not converted a 3rd and long tonight. O'Donnell pressure from behind. Loose ball. And it looks like the Steelers got it back. Chris Callaway covered it. It was Mike Kroll coming from behind, and he unloaded on O'Donnell.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. That's why they went and got this young man, because he has great speed. Watch this lower left part of your screen. O'Donnell's rolling out. Now he's going to put it right between the 1 and the 4. Puts that shoulder right in there, and the ball goes up in the air. The Steelers recovered it.
Kroll with his 8 sack. 6 have come on 3rd down. Leslie O'Neal's rookie record is 12 and a half. Here's Mateo from the punt. And the Steelers have it at the 17. Holy cow. Ernie Mills, the rookie wide receiver, a loss of 5 on the return and the ball.
We've seen a lot of balls go through the receiver's hands of the Broncos. This one, watch this. Now, do you look the ball in? Are you looking it all the way into your hand, Ricky? No, as a matter of fact, it takes a hard right turn and winds up hitting him on the shoulder pad. Mills does a nice job of not trying to advance the ball, but catch it. See that? Look at it. And it nicks his helmet, nicks his head. He never really looks the ball into his hands. Boy, after a play like that, you don't go stand near the coach. Like you stand at one end of the bench area. Don't even wander near him.
They've had problems with their return game. Steelers come up to the line, and now they have to back off. The officials are holding it.
For placement of the ball.
They're checking instant replay for the placement of the ball because they will place it where it was muffed. That was not a fumble.
Well, they found a new toy for it. I mean, I heard a lot of this today. When I was watching the games today, I heard a lot of times they go to instant replay to make sure they could find the spot of the ball. Of course, it takes 5 officials to figure out where the spot is. There's the ball, just bounces off his shoulder pad. He just lost concentration. Ball is right there on the 22 and a half. 21, 22 and a half. Where are you going to put it?
Boy, and you're right about a nice job of just making sure you recover the football.
Possession was gained at the 22-yard line. First down, Pittsburgh.
Close enough. So the Steelers with a great break, and Ricky Mateo is rooting for the defense. Denver leads by 7. Warren Williams broke a tackle inside the 15 to about the 12, and Eric Green threw him a fine block on that sweep. Wyman, Henderson, and Mecklenburg on the tackle, and a good run by Williams.
Well, what he does is he gets his shoulders squared upfield. He starts out running east and west, and once he makes the turn, he doesn't make it haphazardly. He turns and gets those shoulders pointed up. Number 86, Eric Green, comes in, does an excellent job on Simon Fletcher. Merrill Hodge leads him. Now watch Williams. See how he turns his shoulders upfield now? Covers up the ball, does a good job of protecting it.
And he got through Atwater. You don't see that very often. Hodge is the single setback. He'll get the call and hit in the backfield by Ron Holmes, who's had a pretty good game coming back off a knee injury.
This is the advantage of playing at home in a loud stadium. The tackles are so far from the ball and the quarterback, they cannot hear the cadence and get off on the ball. Therefore, outside linebackers and defensive ends have a distinct advantage because they're reacting to the ball. Tackles have to find it first, then find the defensive guy.
Pittsburgh has done a fine job offensively in the fourth quarter. They are fourth in the NFL in scoring in the final period. O'Donnell can't find anybody. And finally throws it away. Merrill Hodge was in the vicinity, but O'Donnell just kept moving his feet, just kept drifting away from the pressure.
You can't fault the offensive line for this one. They did an excellent job, gave them plenty of time. Look at that left side. Jackson, Ricketts, Dawson, they do a nice job. Malarkey's hanging in there, makes one guy miss, makes another guy miss, and then just manages to get the ball up in the general vicinity of Merrill Hodge.
Warren Powers was hanging all over O'Donnell.
I still think you got to try and figure out a way to get the ball in the big guy, Green's hands, down around him. You got to figure they're going to double cover the outside people, isolate them one-on-one on the linebacker.
I don't think a field goal is going to be enough for Pittsburgh. They need a touchdown here. O'Donnell with room. Got to the 6-yard line. Henderson belted it. And O'Donnell is down.
He's trying to make an athletic play. He gets up in the air, and he just takes a shot. I mean, a real shot in the right leg or right knee area. There he is now. It's 26 degrees out here. Now, he's going to try and hurl for the first down. He sees where he's got to go. He gets up in the air. And Henderson just sticks the helmet right on the thigh and knee area.
Yeah. Really caught him, and he's holding it right above the knee. If O'Donnell cannot continue, it will be Rick Strom because the emergency quarterback is Brister. And Strom out of Georgia Tech warming up.
Now, the only time that Brister can play is if the other two are complete. They call it a disaster quarterback area because if you lose to your two quarterbacks, you call them a disaster.
And you have to declare the other two out of the game.
They cannot come back in, by the way. That's the big thing. Once they're declared out, they cannot come back in.
O'Donnell is still down. Oh, you hate to see this. The young man has played so well given the opportunity.
Here he is just trying to get up in the air and make a play. He takes a shot right in the knee area, right on the helmet. Boy, and he knows right away.
No indecision on what to do after this on 4th and 4. Gary Anderson immediately came on the field. But the concern right now is Neil O'Donnell. Strom, the free agent out of Georgia Tech, who would have to come into play, has not played this year. He does have previous experience, and now they're testing the knee. You hate to see them moving that knee back and forth to see how loose it is.
Well, it's the first thing they have to check because, I mean, you saw the area where he took the shot, and the thing is when you get a trauma like that, you just don't know exactly where it is. He's been staying around in 26-degree temperature for about 3.5 hours, so you know it's going to be partially numb. And the only way the doctors and trainers can really check it is to see what kind of movement. There you see him going back and forth. There he is.
Limping, but under his own power. And we will get a check from the Steelers sideline with you as soon as we can. So they'll go for the field goal to cut the lead to 4 with 6:37 left. And Anderson has been perfect at this distance 57 times in a row. And the string is over. The third most accurate kicker in the 20-16, however. They still need a touchdown. And we'll talk about that in a second. Lewis, as Denver would like to work the clock. Nickerson and Little make the tackle. Bruised right hip is the report on Neil O'Donnell. He may be able to come back in the game. Go back and take a look at the field goal missed by Anderson.
Spot's down all right. He just he hooks it a little. That's all. just absolutely skins the upright.
The third most accurate kicker in NFL history behind Lowry and Morton Anderson. 2nd and 8 for the Broncos. Elway, play action, busted play. And Elway hit for a loss back at the 21, covered by Brian Hinkle, who was the ultimate Steeler.
You can't say that the Steelers' defense hasn't done their job. The last 3 possessions Denver's had, they've had the ball for a total of 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
What Hinkle did before the season said, go ahead, put me on, don't protect me on plan B, because no matter what kind of offer I get, I'm not going anywhere. He makes $375,000 a year. He was offered $1.2 million to leave over 2 years. He might have swallowed hard, but he lived up to his principles and said, no, I told you I wasn't going to leave, and I'm not. 3rd and 9. Elway under pressure. Got away. That's the strength of Elway, and then he throws the ball complete. What a play by Elway. Young makes the catch. Jeff Brady, the blitzing linebacker, had a chance to sack him.
I don't believe there's another quarterback in the league who can do what John Elway does. Jeff Brady is in there. Now, this is a departure for the Steelers. They never played nickel. They always played dime till they got Brady. The nickel with the 5 defensive backs and him rushing made a difference. He just couldn't make the play.
What a huge play by John Elway. Of course, they're used to that in Denver. Lewis, they go back to work on the clock. Lewis stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Lloyd tried to tear the ball loose. We are down to 4 minutes. Fans wanted a penalty called on Lloyd.
Well, they got, there was one called in the first half for delay of game.
That's right.
He's lucky there wasn't another. And that would have been a downright stupid thing to do. Why give him 5 more yards cheap by kicking the ball away? That in essence was a delay of game as well.
You can be aggressive. You can be as nasty as you want within the rules. But you shouldn't be dumb.
Sometimes being nasty within the rules falls in the category of being dumb.
2nd and 9. Lewis has been handled rather well lately. Elway to throw another blitz. Little got there late, and Young, the ball a little bit behind him, couldn't hold it. David Little was coming hard and really nailed Elway.
Well, you can bet that David Little was the one that made the difference in that play not being a completion. They isolated on the corner one-on-one. Young knew he had it all the way. The blitz will come up from the left side, number 50. Now, Elway says got a great passing lane, and you see he just feels his presence and isn't able to step into the ball with his body to make the throw where he wanted to.
3rd and 9. Clock is stopped with 3:33 left. Sewell is in the backfield. Here come the Steelers. Everybody coming, and Elway got away again. Down the middle. Jackson couldn't hold it. Would have been a circus catch, but what a play by Elway. How did he do that?
The Steelers got to feel like they're playing against Harry Houdini. They get their hands on him. There they bring it. They can't block the amount of people the Steelers bring, and John still makes a miss. You can look anywhere you want on your television set. The Steelers are coming from all over. He manages to duck inside. Now look at how he sets up. Just really composes himself to make the throw.
Oh, did Carnell Lake get there early? Real early. The Steelers get away with one there. Horan, big rush on him. Got it away. Woodson, fair catch late and makes it at the 8-yard line. 44-yard punt under pressure by Horan. You just saw the play by Elway. We asked Rod Woodson, what problems does John Elway present to you as a defender?
Strong arm. I mean, we were watching films today, and he scrambled to his right, planted and threw all the way back to his left, about 65 yards across the field, on the money against Kansas City. And we were saying this is incredible. I mean, when you start scrambling, it's really a threat because he can throw the ball deep and he can run the ball. And plus, you got him being, in a sense, an offensive coordinator because he's calling his own plays.
And we just saw 2 brilliant examples of that from Elway. But Woodson and his defensive mates held. Neil O'Donnell is back in. They take over at the 9. Plenty of time, pressure from behind. O'Donnell running for his life, got out of bounds, lost a yard. Simon Fletcher was relentless. He wouldn't let go.
The Steeler offensive line has done an excellent job protecting Neil O'Donnell, but the incredible ability of the defensive secondary. Look at these guys. Here they are. Everybody, they're in that double zone. He'll come back. He'll come here. He'll come here. Come here. The linebackers will get back. There's no place to put the football. Everybody goes back. Everybody gets into their zones. There isn't a player open. They're reading the patterns. O'Donnell has to run for his life again.
He has been sacked a half dozen times by the Denver defense. 2nd and 11, 3:10 to go in the game. Play action, time again. Deep this time and overthrown. Double coverage. Atwater and Henderson on Lewis Lips. I imagine Lewis Lips would love to see single coverage just once.
He's not gonna. I mean, you can forget it. We saw him sandwich him down around the goal line. Here he's trying to go up the field. They've got 2 on him. I think your best bet, I really believe, and I've said it and I'll repeat it, is to try and figure out a way, and this would be the situation where you throw the ball to Eric Green for a couple reasons. Number 1, he's got excellent hands. Number 2, he's a very wide body, and he'll probably make a play for you.
That's the look from the goalpost, Cam. Four-man rush. Again, O'Donnell has time. Got to get to the first down. He slides, gets out a yard, maybe 2 yards shy. Remember, if he slides, they make the spot where he starts to slide.
Yeah.
And now what do you do?
Well, now I think you have to go for it.
They've only got 1 timeout left.
I think you have to go for it right here. I mean,
I do too.
If you fall to 3 and 6, what's your chances as far as making a wild card goes? It's a good decision by Chuck Noll to go after it. But I'll tell you, O'Donnell, had he not taken the shot going for the last 3rd down, he probably would have put his head down and tried to pick this one up.
The 1 4th down they've made this year was earlier in this game. 4th and 2. And O'Donnell can't hear. Play clock was winding down to 0. Did he get the timeout?
Their 3rd and final
timeout. That's the last one.
This is a 40-second timeout.
I'll tell you why that wasn't such a bad decision. The 2 before he burned, I think, were problems. We're coming up on the 2-minute warning, which in essence, if they do make the first down, they'll probably get it right around the 2-minute warning, so they'll really have 2 minutes to take the ball approximately 80 yards down the field. So
plenty of time.
To make that decision at that point on 4th down doesn't do you any good to be 4th and 7. I think he made the right call. But that's the only one I think he's used right in this half. Joe Walton trying to figure out, well, he's got the play. It's just a question of being executed.
20-13 Denver. The Broncos with a win would be a full game ahead of Kansas City in the AFC West. But the AFC Central, a different story for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Probably not going to catch Houston. They could move into a tie for 2nd with Cleveland and stay alive in the playoff race. But at 3 and 6, you might be able to stick a fork in them. They could be done. 4th and 2. O'Donnell, Lips makes the catch, first down, and gets out of bounds. And Lewis Lips has just moved into 3rd place all-time ahead of L.B. Nickel.
Boy, Neil O'Donnell, you talk about a game where one kid's going to grow up. He takes a heck of a shot in the thigh, doesn't miss the series, comes back in. It's 4th down, sets up, been sacked 6 times, fires the ball out to Louis Lips, who finally gets one-on-one coverage, and Lips gets out of bounds. So really, they stop the clock once, they'll stop it again in 5 seconds when we hit the 2-minute warning.
O'Donnell has played very, very well tonight. Throws to Lips again, same play, same result, another first down. The clock will stop with 1:58 as they just go inside the 2-minute warning. Well, if it works once, go back to it. 150 Sports plus a conversation with Jack Morris. And then, primetime, Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Robin Roberts fill you in on the NFL. Boy, there were some great games today and some sensational plays. This has been one of the great games. 1st and 10 Steelers. O'Donnell to Malarkey. And the former Viking into Denver territory at the 48-yard line. No timeouts left for the Steelers.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice 1 or 2 yards to try and get out of bounds. That time Malarkey might have wanted to do that. Plenty of time.
4-man rush. O'Donnell to lift. Single coverage that time down to the 29-yard line. 19-yard gain. Clock running.
Good hustle by that Steeler offensive line. Bronco defense just taking their time.
And O'Donnell will stop it.
There's that ugly stop-the-clock throw that they put in.
Boy, this is so reminiscent of when he came in the second half against the Giants and was so sharp.
And that's what that offensive unit is thinking right now. Now, Lips made the big 4th down catch. Then he comes back, makes a 1st down catch. The only place you're going to get big yardage is in the middle of the field because you know they're going to protect the corners. Here he is. He's run a couple of outs. Now he settles down in the middle, spreads his arms out and says, hey, throw me the ball.
O'Donnell has hit 4 in a row, 10, 13, 12, and 19 yards.
And the first one was the most critical. That was the 4th down.
And a perfect throw under all that pressure.
I think if you're Denver, you try and blitz them right now. Back them up in a hurry.
It is 2nd and 10. And O'Donnell puts this one as a souvenir in the first row of the seats.
That's no problem. You got 2 downs anyway. You're going to have to go for it on 4th. So if you don't like what you see, make the throw. That time, Denver did bring some more people. They did try and put a little more pressure on them.
Do you do it again on 3rd down?
No. I think what you do is you drop back a little bit. You don't want to give a quarterback, especially a young guy, you don't want to give him the same look twice. Keep him guessing. Make him wonder what you're going to do.
1:11 left. 3rd and 10. O'Donnell dumps it off to Williams. Got to the sticks, and Eric Green, if he got the 1st down, it was because Eric Green threw another sensational block downfield.
You know, sometimes if a guy has a reputation, they pay attention to the reputation, even if he doesn't get the ball, besides being a good back. To the left part of your screen, Eric Green runs the coverage off. There you see him run it off. Now what he's going to do is he's responsible for this 1st down. Makes a big hit on Kroll. And boy, does Williams take out Wyman Henderson. Look at this. 1 block. And Williams did it himself.
Boy, you're right. He ran right over Henderson. It is the 1st down. Steelers another set of downs. Warren Williams again. Same play, and he runs over Henderson again. Henderson's going to have 42 instead of 24 stenciled on his jersey.
Well, remember he had to tackle Eric Green, too. I mean, Wyman's got to figure, gee whiz, guys, enough already. Go to the other side once, will you?
Now, here's an interesting situation. 2nd and a yard. 57 seconds left. You make sure you get the 1st down. You don't have any timeouts left.
You know what you notice? Wyman Henderson has just taken 2 big shots. If I'm the Steelers, I'm going to keep working to that side. This guy's a little bit woozy. He's taking some big gains.
Henderson to the top of your screen. Malarkey, the tight end, is over there. O'Donnell guns it incomplete in the end zone, intended for Lips. Now it will be 3rd and a yard with 53 seconds to go. That's a lot of time. You could run the ball, get the 1st down.
And then do the ugly spike. And then you got 3 downs to get in.
And O'Donnell on this drive has been superb.
I wouldn't be surprised. Now, you've seen him, since they got the ball around the 40-yard line, he stayed in the shotgun. Wouldn't be surprised now if he comes up under center with the 2 backs in the backfield to try and pick up the 1st down so that they'll have 4 opportunities to get the ball in the end zone from about the 6.
Only 9 seconds left on the play clock. 3rd and 1. To the corner for Green, incomplete.
Oh, does he make a bad read on that one? He was going for 6. He had Leroy Thompson open underneath. He just hooked up, nice and plain and simple. Watch this. Thompson's going to come out and hook up. Green's going to the corner. Thompson's going to sit right there. All he has to do is fire the ball to him, and he's got a 1st down. Watch number 34. See him sit and settle? Ooh. Ooh, give me the ball back.
Now, what do you do on 4th down with 48 seconds left?
I think you got to pick up I think you have to try and pick up the first down somehow.
They'll come out in the shotgun. O'Donnell with time, wants somebody to move. Throws. Incomplete. Intended for Green and batted away at the goal line. And O'Donnell limps off, and I'm sure the knee hurts worse than it did just a moment ago.
I'll tell you, it was a courageous drive, and I'll bet you John Elway was standing on the sidelines thinking of a Cleveland game not too long ago when he won a championship with it. I thought that they really had an opportunity to try and run the ball in, but he decides to fire it in. And there's Green. Look at that. Hits him right in the chest. Hits him right in the chest. That ball goes right through the arms of Charles Dimry. The ball gets into him. He just can't hold on to it.
Robbins came over to give him a shot afterward. And now all Denver has to do is kneel down. The game is over. And Eric Green, after a tough night with a touchdown catch and almost another one that would have tied it and sent it into overtime.
I'll tell you something. We have not heard the last of, obviously, Eric Green. But Neil O'Donnell has proved an awful lot tonight that he's a player.
O'Donnell led them on an 82-yard drive in 14 plays, but it came up empty. Your impression?
Steelers played tough. Their defense came to play, did what they had to do tonight. They couldn't make the plays on offense. I mean, the Denver Broncos, you can sum it up in 2 words. John Elway.
Quite a performance, quite a show from Mile High Stadium.
Once in it for every game. And that is as big a change as any for both of those clubs. The Nuggets.
Field goal or less. Jaeger kicks off for Los Angeles. A high spinning kick. This is Alton Montgomery.